there, I'm justcar-ing, and welcome back to a brand new Greenville video. This is the first video of 2024, and today's video is all about the top 10 funnest cars in Greenville. Now, I know that there's been a lot of changes that have happened in Greenville, and one of which is just a bunch of fictional cars that have been added, like this pretty sweet Ford F-150 Lightning, and a new Passat, and we even have a new Lamborghini. I've just picked out, like, the funnest non-fictionalized cars that are still in the game. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please be sure to drop a sub and leave a like. And without further ado, let's get on today's video. So I'm basically going to be ranking these cars based off of power, because obviously everybody likes powerful cars. And some of these aren't too powerful, but they still pick up quite a bit. And car number 1 is the 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse, and this is a nice little sports coupe from the late 90s. It's pretty cool. It's got a turbo, I believe, in it, and it definitely sounds very nice, and overall it looks pretty good. I think it'll look a lot better if it had a camber and just like kind of lowered it a little bit. But yeah, let's take this car on a quick drive, and I'll just tell you a couple things about it. First of all, the sounds very nice, and it has a very distinct turbo noise. Very nice. It does have a manual option as well, which is pretty cool. And according to my research, this car does make about 210 horsepower, which isn't a lot, but it's still pretty good. It picks up very well, and yeah, it's just a nice little car. It's got a nice little manual option. I like the manual. Steering could be a little bit better, and I've noticed. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next car. Alrighty, and the second car on the list, we have the 2004 Porsche Boxster 2.7 liter, and this is the base model. And this is the first and only convertible that we have on the list, I believe. And it's a very nice car. It looks very sporty for sure, and it's got a beautiful interior. Let's take a look at that interior. Very nice. Looks like I think this is an automatic. No, it's a manual, because there's a pedal down there. But overall, the interior is very well done, and I love it a lot. I got this car in a kind of a darker blue color, and I think that color looks very fun. But overall, the sound is very nice. This has a 2.7 liter, which is pretty small, but it definitely sounds very good, and it does pick up. This car also has a manual option, so you guys can shift it in manual. And it's convertible, which is probably a lot of people's most favorite part, I guess. Very fun car. I do like it a lot. It looks a little bit tall, which isn't a problem because you can lower cars now. Yeah, I really like this car. So let's go ahead and move on to car number 3. Oh, also one quick mention, this car costs about $28K, which isn't too much, but it's not too little. So yeah, again, let's move on to car number 3. Now, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but every single one of these cars does not have a pass, so you can buy it, and it doesn't cost any Robux, which is very nice. So car number 3 is the 1995 Mazda RX7, and this is the base trim. You can also purchase the touring one. This one costed a little bit less at around $43K, but I really like the RX7 a lot. It's a classic Japanese car, and I actually do have a different one. That one is the Spirit R. So but yeah. Another honorable mention to this car is the RX-8, which I like as well, but I think more people would prefer the RX-7, I'm gonna be honest, so that's why I chose it. Now, this car has 255 horsepower, which is quite a bit, and it does have a turbo in it, and it also has a manual option, which is pretty cool. And you can obviously hear that the rotary engine, and it picks up pretty good. I like it. It revs up to, looks like it revs up to 10,000 RPM, which is very good as well. And overall, it's a really fun, nice looking car. You also get the pop-up headlights, which a lot of people like. And yeah, it sounds great. I love the sound as well. And it's just a fun car. No pass. All right, let's move on to car number 4. Okay, we're back at the dealership, and car number 4 is the 1999 Ford Mustang GT. This car, it's pretty cool. It's obviously not the most powerful, but it for sure looks powerful. And it does not have a pass, but it does have a nice V8 in it, and I like that. I actually kind of like, this is the first time of me purchasing this car, but I actually kind of like these exhaust tips. They look very aggressive. Obviously, you have this very nice spoiler, which looks great. And yeah, overall, it's a very fun car. No pass. You can also purchase the V6 trim, but I prefer the GT. And I believe this car costed about, it's either 15 or 20K, which is nice. And it does sound very nice. Sounds like a V8. And it is very fast. Oh, and you even get flames too. Whoa, okay. You get flames. So again, we got a manual option, which is very cool. And this car does spit flames too, which I did not know. So this car makes 260 horsepower, which isn't bad. But for a V8, it is a little bit low. But overall, I really do like this car a lot. This is for sure going to be something I'm going to keep. It looks very aggressive for sure, and I like it a lot. Very fun. Alright, let's move on to car number 5. Alrighty. This is car number 5, I believe. Let me check the list. Yes, this is car number 5, and this car is very controversial, but it is the cheapest out of the bunch, and it definitely, in my opinion, looks the best. So it is the 2004 or 2006 Infiniti G35 Coupe. And this car is so similar to the 350 and 370Z that it's just that I chose this one instead because it's a lot cheaper than both the other options, and it performs and sounds exactly the same, which is very nice. I think this car looks a little funny, but if it were to be lowered, I think it would look a lot better. And I'll probably be keeping this car because I think it sounds great. It sounds like a typical tuner car. Let's take it on the road and see how it performs. Now, this car costs right around 18K, and yeah, it comes with 280 horsepower, which isn't bad, but it's not as powerful as some of the other cars on this list. But overall, you also get a manual option, which is, I always like the manual option. And this car does pick up actually very well. I'm surprised. Also, an honorable mention for this vehicle is the G35 sedan, which is a 2008 one, which does make, I think it makes about 305 horsepower. But this one is just a whole lot, it looks a lot more fun than the G35, which is always nice. And I just absolutely love how this car sounds. I think it's super fun, and it's no pass as well. So if you want to pick it up today, you can. Once again, I believe it costs about 18K. And if you don't like the style of this car and you want the 370 or 350Z, I also recommend those two. But let's go ahead and move on to car number 6. Okay, so this next car on the list applies to people who just want something a little bit more fresh and don't like older cars, I guess, which most people, I don't think they mind. But anyway, this car is the 2023 Dodge Challenger GT. And I kind of got this in kind of an awkward color, but I think it fits the car pretty well. I also found these pretty nice rims for it. And I believe this car does have a V6, which doesn't sound as good as it would with a V8. But it looks very aggressive and fun. Yeah, so let's take it for a ride. Yeah, so the sound is very V6-like. I think this car is totally a V6, but no matter, it's still very, very fun. And it does have a manual option, which is very cool. I believe I picked this car up for about 35K. And manual option's the gearing's a little close. What is it? It's got 8 speed, okay. But it just looks like a very fun car. I always liked the Dodge Challenger, and yeah. So this car, it gets about 303 horsepower for the GT version, and no pass as well, which is very cool. And I'm not a very good driver, but yeah, overall it's a very cool car, and I love it a lot. Let's move on to car number 7, I believe. Alrighty, car number 7 is, I believe it's a direct competitor with the previous car, the Dodge Challenger GT, but this time it's a Ford. So this is the 2024 Ford Mustang EcoBoost. And overall, I think this car looks very, very aggressive, and it does have I think it's a 3.5 liter V6 twin turbo. And this car puts out about 315 horsepower. And yeah, I picked this car up for about 30K, which isn't too bad. And it's a very nice car. Let's take it for a spin. So this car does sound a little bit muffled and weak, but excuse me, it makes up for it through the looks. This car looks very aggressive, and I love how it looks. Overall, this is a very fun car, and it does have a manual option. Let's go. And it does have a turbo noise as well, which sounds very good as well. Overall, I'd say this is probably the worst sounding car. So if you guys like something that sounds very aggressive and loud, I wouldn't recommend this car. It's very quiet, but it does pick up very well and is pretty quick. So overall, it's a very fun car. Yeah, I like it. All right, let's move on to car number 8. Alrighty, we are moving on to the top 3 most fun non-pass cars in Greenville. And this next one is, we're finally getting a V8 again. I always love a good V8. And yeah, it is the 2021 Chrysler 300S, and it's got the V8. And this car doesn't look too great, but it is very powerful, and yeah, it's just kind of a powerful car. I think it has a 5 liter V8. Whatever Dodge puts, I don't know the engine to this, I'm sorry. But yeah, let's give this car a spin. Now this car costs a little bit more. I believe it was about 40K, and I think other than the RX7 it is the most expensive, but it's very loud. It's very loud, and it is quite quick too. What is this, a 10-speed? Oh, we do have a manual option. Okay, I always love the good manual option, like I keep saying. But this car picks up very well. It's very quick. So if you want something quick, I would totally recommend purchasing this car. Now, this car comes with 363 horsepower, which isn't the most yet, but it's getting up there. And yeah, overall, I really like this car a lot. It sounds like a typical American V8, which is nice. And the acceleration noise is very, very aggressive. I like it a lot. Alright, let's move on to car number 9. Alright, moving on to car number 9, and this is the second most powerful one on the list. Now, there is another one that is a little bit newer. It's a little bit newer and has like 15 more horsepower. But I think this one sounds a lot better, in my opinion. And I believe this one is a V8 as well. If not, it's a V6. But yeah, it is the 2008 Dodge Charger RT. And I got it in purple too, it matches with my fit. This car, it looks kind of like the 300S, but yeah, I wouldn't say I like this car as much as I like some of the other Dodges that we've looked at, like the Challenger, but I think it looks pretty nice. I do like this rear wing in the back. I think you get this has like some sort of track package and everything. But I did pick up this car for about $1,750, which isn't too much for a car that has 375 horsepower. The sound, it kind of does sound like a V6, unfortunately, but who knows, it might be a V8, I don't know. And we do have a manual option as well. I think all these cars have a manual option, I hope. But this car definitely does pick up 375 horsepower. Yeah, I wouldn't go for this car ultimately. I'd probably pick maybe a car that sounds a little bit better, maybe the Mustang Mustang GT. But overall, it's pretty nice. It's pretty quick for a car that has 375 horsepower, or that doesn't cost as much, I guess. But overall, it's pretty fun. If you like American muscle, this car is for you. Yeah, let's take a look at our final car number 10. Alright, here we are. Car number 10. And this car is the most powerful car that you can purchase with the no pass option. Everything else is either luxury or end up. So yeah, without further ado, the funnest car, in my opinion, in Greenville is the 2022 Nissan 400Z. And this is the base model, which means it doesn't have any luxury pass. And can we get some heat in the comments how cool these exhaust pipes look? Like, they have like the little black dots around them to increase. I don't know what the black dots do actually, but overall this car looks very fresh. I like these the taillights a lot, and this car looks very sporty. This is also another reason why I didn't do another Nissan besides this one. But yeah, with 444 horsepower, you can get this car for about $35K, which, to put that in perspective, is about the same price as the Dodge Challenger. This car does have a manual option as well, which is very cool. And let's give it a quick launch real quick. Wow, so it's actually not as quick as the yeah, it's not as quick as the Chrysler for some reason. If you guys want a really fast car that's for no pass, purchase the Chrysler. It's very quick. But I'm a little surprised why it's not as fast as I expected. But overall, this car looks probably the funnest out of all of them. Maybe except for the Porsche. It's all depending on you all and what your tastes are. But overall, I really like this car a lot. And I'm a huge Nissan fan. And I think this car looks great. And that's about it. That is the top 10 funnest cars in Greenville, and this one happens to also be the most powerful one in Greenville. Alright, let's head back to the dealership. Thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get to 250 subscribers. And I'm kind of working on something. I'm not sure if I'm going to release it at 250 subscribers or 500 subscribers, but we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed, and comment down if I missed any cars. I know a lot of you might say the 2013 Dodge Charger RT, I think. I thought about that one, but I think the 2008 Summit is a little bit better. So, yeah, that's all. I'll see you guys next time I film. Peace out.